Today we get to begin the module Protest, Pop Culture, and the Beat Generation. I'm so excited about this module. Probably some of my favorite works of literature, and Bob Dylan, hands down one of my favorite musicians, I have included in this module. So the Beat Generation era started with that, was the Beat Generation, they were like the precursor to the hippies. So in the 1950s, you had all this stuff going on in politics. You had a very conservative lifestyle in the United States, and people just wanted to start rebelling. So you have the Beat Generation come about, and they really wanted to, probably mid 1950s is when they really came on the scene. And this is where you hear the term beatnik. But they really wanted to redefine American culture and push the boundaries of what was socially acceptable. And of course, from the beatnik generation, eventually that did turn into the hippie sort of era of the 1960s. So in the Beat Generation, you had authors like Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac, William Burroughs, and others. Allen Ginsberg wrote Howl in 1957, which is the same year that Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road. There was a lot of art that came out at the time, a lot of jazz music associated with the Beat Generation as well. And so it was just a really exciting time in the U.S. So you see a lot of laws that were passed during these time. You had the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, so a lot of exciting stuff was happening, and it was just the perfect time for artistic individuals to sort of rebel from what was the norm. Bob Dylan also came up during this time. He came on the scene probably at the end of the 1940s, and even though he didn't hang out with the beat authors during the 50s, they traveled in the same circles, and he was very much rebelling against the system with his protest music. If you listen to The Times They Are A-Changin', Even Blowin' in the Wind, and his much later song Hurricane, that very much have political undertones in them, and this is what we call protest music. He did meet Allen Ginsberg at the beginning of the 1960s, and they formed a friendship and actually a working partnership where they performed together. So lots of exciting stuff. I have to tell you, I took a beat literature class at the University of Montevallo in college years ago. Actually, I have both of these books probably from when I was in college. My beat reader I have On the Road on my shelf, and then Bob Dylan's poetry. So some of my favorite stuff ever. I hope that you will feel the same when you read through it. Even though we're only reading one chapter of On the Road, hopefully you'll want to read more. We do have, for the module, your typical 2 quizzes, 2 discussion boards, and then we will have an essay. Let me know if you have any questions.